until now. Okay? Any questions about that? In the rule book, in the mechanics book, they don't give us much guidance on this thing. I just want to talk about our keys here. Matt is going to have...
Excuse me, Joe, just something quick. You just keep going. I am recording this now.
Okay. Oh, good. So Matt's going to have, on his side of the ball, he's going to have the center guard tackle. On my side of the ball, according to the mechanics manual, I'm going to have the tackle. The guard on the inside, they don't really give us concrete instruction on who has that. Okay. I talked to Jim Kearney today about how we're going to handle it, how we're going to try to handle it. He has been getting from other NCAA coaches sending it into Shaw that this guy is getting away with murder. The guard on which would be on my side of the field, on the right side, because really he comes across. There's a lot of people in front of him. He could very easily block below the waist or hold there, and we're trying to adjust to look for him. So Matt, if you see him out of the corner of your eye, feel free, because I'm going to be looking at him too. I know my primary responsibility is going to be the quarterback, but I'm going to take my eyes off the quarterback that split second, go from tackle to that guard back to the quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah. And after that, whatever happens, happens. If a wing guy, okay, I talked to other people about this now too. The two short wing guys can really help out on this play, okay? Especially if it's coming from, it says I need a code or a nickname. Still trying to get Alex on?
No, I think we have everyone on. Show 7 people, Joe.
Yeah,
except Alex.
Yeah, he's unreal. Oh.
Could be on his own browser, Joe.
Okay.
At this point, we gotta get ready.
Okay, so anyway, the short wing guys try to help out on this. Obviously, if it's your side of the field and the ball is going to the other side, right? And it's not a pass play, take a quick look on the inside there. Feel free. You see a block below the waist, that's illegal, not immediate, not, 10-2, all that good stuff. I don't see how that guy can hit the kid legally, but I guess it's possible. All right? And we'll talk about it and make adjustments during the game. All right? Especially if they got complaints and we miss one and they start to complain, this guy is going to hold, this guy is doing this guy is doing that. We'll give them a talk to, and then I'll concentrate if it's coming from my side of the field, which it probably is going to be. All right? Anything else about that? Okay. So then we're going to go, I want to just talk about regular pre-snap duties here, right? It's our first game, right? The 2 wing guys, right? So Tyler, what pre-snap duties, what are we looking at here?
You're on mute, Tyler.
I'm going to be, as a wing guy, my primary responsibilities are going to be snap, tackle, back. I'm going to make sure this.
That's exactly right. Snap, tackle, back. Yep.
Blocking. If he's run blocking, if the tackle's pass blocking, I'm going to 2 receiver. Or if there's dual backs, I've got the back out of the backfield.
Okay. Right. Good. We're also going to talk about who's on the other side from you. It's
Alex.
Yeah, it's Alex. He's on. Okay. We're also going to look at the formation, right? Is the formation legal? What do we got in the backfield? Sir. Right. We can't have more than 4. Right. We're not going to split hairs on, who's covered, who's not covered on the ends. All of that stuff. This is all the pre-snap do stuff that we're going to look at and we're going to think about. And if we throw, especially especially if it's a formation foul, there must be. I can't think of a time where it wouldn't be two flags. We have 2 flags on the formation foul. It sells the call. We both had it, right? You guys are going to be punching backwards if the guy's in front of you. All the basic mechanics that we've been talking about. All right. So now, so on the back judge, right? Who's going to count the defense? Let's put it that way.
FS and B,
Yep.
all 3 of us.
All
Yes.
3 of you, right?
Yep.
You're going to give it up, right? You're going to give thumbs up, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
So Kyle, you're the back judge, right? No,
I'm the back judge.
Okay. Do you guys? I guess my question is, Jim, you got a lot of experience. Do you guys shout out who your key is?
Typically,
I
no.
got number 89. You got number 85.
Unless it's a trips, and F and S always have the widest guy. Where it's going to change is balance of formation is when Lawan's responsibilities are going to change. We typically don't call it out.
Okay. I'm going to ask because, we're dealing this is Kyle's first game. Okay. Lawan, I think, just started.
Yeah.
Lawan, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Good.
Okay.
Hear me?
So, Jim, I'm going to ask you to kind of take control back there.
Yep.
All right. And, just say, who we got, just, pretty brief.
Yep.
So I want you guys to be aware of that. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. And because I'm hoping that the game is a blowout. I'll be truthful. But if it's a close game, we want to make sure that we have everything covered, especially with the receivers, who's got what and what the keys are. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. For me, as the referee, I'm checking to make sure that the snap is right, that there's obviously no false start on my side of the field or the backs that are in the backfield. I will take the ball carrier, right, up until it meets the line of scrimmage if the short wing remains on the line of scrimmage, which he should be, right? After that, I'll give the ball carrier up to the short wing guy. I'll take behind, all right? Now, either the S or the F will be looking down the chute there, right, looking for blocks in front. Matt will be turned to look to see the blocks around the ball carrier. I think that's probably the most simplest way to put it. All right. On the other side of the field, we all know if we have a hold or whatever, not a personal foul, right? We're letting that go because it's so far away from the ball that doesn't influence the play. Right? Everybody got that?
Make sure we talk to that player. And then talk
Yes.
to his coach.
Yes. Okay. So free kick. I'm going to be in the goal line. I'm going to be in the end zone, right? I'm going to be down there with the head linesman and the line judge, right? So we're going to be counting 11 on the receiving team. That's what I'm going to be doing as the referee. So Tyler, on the free kick, what are you looking for? What's your keys there?
On the pre-kick, my first responsibility is going to be setting up with my right shoulder or my left shoulder connected with the pylon. I'm going to count my 11, and I am going to be reading the primary blockers, or the that's post-kick, right? But I've got the flow of blockers unless the ball comes outside the numbers, and then my responsibility is the spot.
Okay. Do you have specific guys on the line of scrimmage that you look at on the team A's receiving line, which would be what the 40? What do we kick off from 35 to 50, right?
Yes.
The guys who are lined up on the 50. There's usually 5 guys on the 50, correct?
Yes, sir.
So do you have any keys on any of those 5?
I thought my key was.
You're going to be back with the receiving team.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. Matt, you got the kicking team. You have the kicking team?
No, we myself and it's usually Tony, but
Yeah, I got the your kicking team.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, back
Which
judge and
one does?
umpire have the kicking team.
Kicking team.
FNS have the receiving team restraining line.
Okay.
right. I'm at the LeJean's in the middle of the field. I'm in the sideline, but yeah, LeJean's gonna hand the ball, then go off towards the home side of the
Home sideline.
at the 35.
So, Luan, what
Yeah.
type of instruction do you give to the kicker before you give him the ball?
So I'll just tell him make sure wait for the whistle on your cue, and then I'll go to the sideline and give you the cue that he's all set and go from there.
Okay, so Matt and you will be in the center of field, right, Matt? You will have the receiving team's restraining line.
No, I'm with the kicking team.
He's got the kicking
Both-
team.
We both
FNS
receiving
have
team
receiving.
Is
FNS.
FNS.
Okay. All right. So you're going to be on the kicking team's restraining line, right? So
Yep.
who's going to be on the receiving team's restraining line?
FNS.
FNS.
That's okay. All right.
You and
All
B
right.
are on the kicking team.
Mhm.
HL and R are down at the goal line.
Yeah. So go off together, Luan. All right. Don't go to the sideline without turning to look at the guy who's on the receiving team's restraining line. Go off together after you give the instruction. When you all get back to the sideline, put your hand up in the air. That's telling me that you're ready for the kickoff. Do not go back to the sideline while your hand is up in the air. Go back to the sideline, take a deep breath, concentrate, and then put your hand up. I will not let that ball be kicked until everybody has their hand up. So if you don't have your hand up and you're wondering why the ball isn't kicked, look at yourself first. Okay? Everybody got that?
Yep. Just one point, Joe, before the opening kickoff, are we going to meet at midfield or are we going to go right to our positions? I've had it done both ways.
We'll probably
after the anthem.
Yeah, we're gonna go to our positions.
All right.
Yeah. I don't think they want us to meet. I know they don't.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's a good question, Jim. Yeah, we're just gonna go to our kickoff positions. Okay. All right. So on a scrimmage kick play, right? Who's back with who's back there with the guy who's going to receive the kick?
That's me.
That's you, right? What are you going to be doing back there?
So my primary is punt returners, KCI, making sure he has opportunity to catch the ball cleanly, fair catch signal, make sure that depending on the weather, make sure instructions in pregame, make sure that any waving isn't going to be an automatic dead ball. And if he needs to shield the sun, make sure that's a straight on with no movement.
Yeah. What are you going to do with your beanbag?
Oh, so once he catches the ball, beanbag is at the spot of the return. And then
beanbag is going to signify the end of the kick, correct?
Correct.
Okay. We'll keep it pretty simple, right? That's going to signify the end of the kick. So if the ball hits the ground, it rolls around, the player picks up the ball, that's where that beanbag is going to be, right?
Correct.
Okay. We can also have what on that back there?
Also, we touch back depending on where we are on the field.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about what else would we beanbag? I guess that's a better way of putting the question.
What else will we beanbag?
Yeah. An illegal touch by the kicking team.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a must. Those two things are a must, because if something does happen, we have nothing else to fall back on if there's no beanbags there. Okay,
so chances are, Joe, FNS are going to get that.
Okay, whatever gets it. I just want to make sure that if we see, you took the words. That's it. If you see an illegal touch, any one of us, really, because that could happen upfield too, right? We're going to beanbag that and make sure that I know about it after, okay?
Yep.
If the receiving team touches the ball and does not possess the ball, what do?
Let the play go.
What
Oh,
type
I'm
of
sorry.
signal?
Receiving team,
Yeah.
kicking team.
There's a signal that we're going to use. The signal is we're going to go, yes, just like that, right? You're going to show everybody in the stadium that if the receiving team, receiving team touched the ball. So if the kicking team recovers the ball, it's going to be the receiving team's ball. Everybody
It'll be
agree
the
to
kicking
that?
team's ball. If the receiving
Kicking
team touches
team's-
it and kicking recovers, it's
Right.
the kicking team's
Kicking
ball.
team's ball. Okay.
And there's no advance on that.
No advance at all, right?
Correct.
So, Kyle, if it comes to your side of the field, right, and you see it, you're going to give that signal. This is not just the back judge's responsibility. The illegal touch by the kicking team. If the receiving team touches the ball and does not possess the ball, there's no beanbag there. We're giving this signal like that, right? So if it comes to your side of the field, that's going to be your responsibility. You might be the only one who sees it. And it might be that the ball hit the kid in the leg or the back of his leg, and he didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay? All right. So if we do this, then everyone knows we have something that's going to be that the receiving team touched the ball. That's all we're telling everyone. It's not the end of the kick, right? It's not the end of the kick. The end of the kick is if someone now possesses the ball. If the kicking team possesses the ball, it's the end of the kick. If the receiving team possesses the ball, they can advance. Right? Everybody got that? Okay.
Yes, and if they possess an advance, it's still the end of the kick.
Yeah, but
if
right.
B, and then from there,
So
we're just
we'll
officiating.
beanbag that.
Yep, well, it's just like any other scrimmage play for penalty enforcement from that point on.
Right. Now we got a running play. Okay, so scrimmage. I'm just going to talk about the tries and the field goals. Okay. I'm looking at a clean snap back to the holder. Right. I'm looking for roughing the kicker holder. Matt, you got snap of protection, right? On that.
Correct.
Okay.
Even though I'm back with you.
Because they're in a scrimmage kick formation.
Yep, I should be
Okay.
looking at the center.
Okay. So let's just talk about, instead of tries right now, we'll talk about punts in terms of, I'll have roughing the kicker, right? And we talked about all the other stuff on the line of scrimmage. We might have exceptions to the numbering rule. Matt will be on board with that. If we do have any, then if they do tell us, then we'll let you guys know. Okay?
We should identify that when we see them warming up.
Yeah, exactly. I know that if the kicker gets the ball and he comes outside the tackle box, right? He's now a runner. He gave up his protection, right? So if he comes to your side of the field, Matt, I guess I'll say it now. I will have roughing the kicker and roughing the quarterback, unless I missed something so blatant that you're going to come over and tell me that, Joe, I love you, but you definitely missed this. And then we'll have a discussion, and then we'll either pick up your flag or enforce a penalty. Okay?
Yep. Okay.
All right. So now on tries, right? On tries, who's underneath the goalpost?
Back judge and field judge.
Yeah.
Back judge and field judge. Okay. So the side judge does what now?
Now I'm the only umpire on that.
You'll be like an umpire on that, right?
Yep.
And
The
you're gonna
only
be
one
looking
because
for
Matt's going to be in the
leaping
backfield.
and all of that stuff, right?
Yep.
So we know about the leaping thing on the field goals and on the punt plays. Oh, well,
Can't cover the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jim, you're right on top of the line of scrimmage stuff.
Yep.
I'll actually, after the kick goes, I'll try to help you.
All right.
but you're closer.
Yeah,
and you get a
exactly.
direct line with really no plays in front of you. I could have oncoming rushes, so you just something happens, I'll do the best I can to help.
Okay.
And plus on that too, Matt, if there's a line of 3 behind on a punt play and someone's trying to jump the shield, we both have calls here, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think I said enough about that. As I go, if you have any questions, just stop me, okay? I don't want to be on this thing all night. But so passing plays, right? We all know if the quarterback's out of the box, he throws the ball away. It's going to make the line to get the line of scrimmage. It's going to make the line of scrimmage, right?
Joe, we gonna have O2Os on Saturday?
No,
No.
unless someone has them.
Because they help greatly on that type of play. Because y'all watching the quarterback, and my first question to you is going to be, if that quarterback throws the ball to an area without a receiver, was he outside the pocket?
Okay.
If he's outside the pocket, we got nothing.
Yeah.
If
Here's how we're going to
the pocket. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, we're going to handle it this way, okay? I'm going to have enough faith. I'm going to know. I'm going to say, you might even see me put my hand on my flag, okay? You get a feeling of what just happened.
Mhm.
Was he close? Was he outside? Okay? If at any time, any of you, the back guys there, right? All you have to do is point to a player. By you pointing to a player, what you're telling me is that ball was in the area of an eligible receiver.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's how we're going to signal that. I might say to you, Jim, I got intentional grounding, and you're just going to give me a nod. I don't have by you nodding means I have no one who could catch the ball in my area. Okay. Yep. And if it was on your side, Kyle, I would do the same thing. All right. Yep. You can come to me if you got a thing like, hey, I know you're thinking about it. Just come to me and say, Joe, there was no receiver in the area. Joe, there was a receiver in the area. And just tell me verbally. Okay. With either pointing or telling me will make my determination. You guys will really make it for me. If I throw and you come to me and say, you know, Joe, I think you might have messed this one. Okay. That's what I'm trying to avoid. This flag will be late. Okay?
Yeah, I was going to say, Joe, this is a flag that doesn't have to come out right away. We can talk about that and then you can drop it.
Joe, I don't know how Alex handles this,
yeah,
but the communication I'm going to have with you is if you see me running into you, that's when I have something where I don't have a receiver in the area, or I don't have it crossing the line.
Okay,
does that make sense?
You want to do it. I mean,
so if you see me stay on the line, that's obviously I have a point or I have it crossing the line. Okay,
just give me a hint.
But if you see me come sprinting into you, that's when you're going to know to get ready to drop the flag.
Okay, all right. I don't care how we do it. And like Jim just said, the clock is out. It's usually the latest flag we usually throw on any call, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle, you got that? If that happens on your side of the field, right?
Yeah, I understand.
You might be a guy on an island out there. You might be the only one that sees an eligible receiver.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I understand what needs to happen. Yeah.
Okay.
And remember, that ball can cross the line of scrimmage extended
all the way
up to the press box. It doesn't have to pass the line of scrimmage in the field of play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of the line of scrimmage like an equator. It stretches all the way around the area.
Yeah.
We're getting a geography lesson now.
Throw it up to the press box as long as it goes. And we're not splitting hairs here. If it's close, it's not intentional ground. It's not intentional grounding. All right. Now there's other forms of it. We're not going to get into it. If the guy tries to catch a ball who's ineligible by number or position and all that other stuff, we're not going to get into that right now. Okay. All we're getting into is that particular play with intentional grounding. Last year we had a play where Matt, do you remember the play where the kid threw the ball to the guard and then the guard threw like a touchdown pass we were at Curry. Was that? Can you tell people about that play? It was unreal.
Yeah, what do we have? A block kick that didn't cross the line of scrimmage, if I remember correctly, on a field goal. He picked it up and threw it. Was that what happened? Or a fumble?
Well, anyway, it could have been the kicker. It could have been the quarterback. He's getting rushed. I mean, they're coming at him like a bat out of hell. He throws the ball to like the guard, right? It was the guard of the tackle. Kid makes a catch. He starts running with the ball. And then after what I would say a 5-yard gain, maybe a 4-yard gain, he stops and throws the ball to the end zone to one of his players. And I'm like, what the heck just happened? You know, but we sorted it out. But these are the crazy things that can happen. If anything crazy like that happens, we're going to stop. We're going to talk about it. Come see me. Okay.
Joe, was that a play where we had a legal forward pass? Did we call that back and have to extend because it was accepted penalty?
No, it was.
I'm trying to think.
It wasn't a legal forward pass. It was illegal touching of the forward pass.
Oh, you got multiple things. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. It was. Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll get through that. But I always remember that play, Matt, because of what happened. And then remember the coach. That was the last play of the game, and it was an illegal forward pass, really, and it was a loss of down penalty. And
loss of down, so we didn't have to.
The coach, he came after, he goes, "Did they decline the penalty?" I go, "No, they accepted it. Of course, they declined it."
Yeah, right? It was that guy. It was the guy from Hartwick.
Hartwick, exactly.
Yeah, it was the guy we talked with him about that in the parking lot after the game.
Right.
I mean, exactly. he had to accept what happened.
Yeah, there's no way.
Everybody there knew what happened.
The team that was offended has an option of not extending the period because it's a loss of down penalty.
Right. It's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple. So anyway, I'm gonna leave passing plays right now. What are we doing on the goal line? Anyone? I know I'm gonna be my usual position. When do we change up?
It depends on where the ball is, Joe. So anything from outside the 7, Kyle and I are going to be on the pylon. Once the ball gets to the 7-yard line, Kyle and I go back to the deep pylon. Then the short wings have goal line responsibility.
What yard line is it again, Jim?
It's
7-yard line.
The 7-yard line. Okay. So with all that being said, right, 7-yard line, we're going to change up, and what's going to happen on the pylon?
Short wings have responsibility of the pylon from the 7-yard line in when the ball's on the 7-yard line in.
Okay. And they're going to, the 2 short wings, make sure you're off the pylon, right? And your first movement, once the ball is snapped, is to go to the pylon. Is that how you guys work that? Okay. So we can always come back that 7 yards to mark the ball. But the pylons is going to dictate when you're going to go there at the snap, right? Because we're going to be at the 7 or inside.
And you're going to be on an island, Joe, on those quick passes to the outside receiver. And you have to rule on forward or backward.
Forward or backwards.
Your short wings can't help you on that.
I will definitely do that. Okay. Oh, just speaking about that, I missed that in my notes. Let's go back for 1 second to the passing plays. If the pass is out in the flat, right? the two short wing guys, if the ball hits the ground and I don't hear a whistle, what you're telling me is that's a backward pass. Okay, I don't think they want us to signal backwards. I don't care if you do, but I think mechanically, by you not hitting your whistle is signifying that's a backward pass and it's a live ball and both teams can pick it up and run with it.
To prevent the wing on my side from throwing a flag on those short screens where the inside receiver or the one receiver comes and blocks, you'll hear me yell forward and behind. or
Okay.
behind.
However you want
backwards.
to handle it.
Yes, sir.
Meaning the deep wing on that, Tyler?
Yeah, my deep wing, right? His
Yeah, 'cause we
responsibility
don't
is
know.
the one. Sometimes
Yeah.
the one comes in and blocks before the pass. So you're gonna hear me yell, I'm gonna go forward and behind or backwards and behind. You know what I mean? Just to let
Yeah,
you
because
know.
you saw the
prevent
block
that
and the
play.
block was behind, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's fine. And we're not splitting hairs on that either, right?
No, sir.
It's going to be, if it's close, then it's
If in
close.
doubt, it's forward.
And we'll also give a talk to on the block there too, right? If the block is close. Usually these kids are pretty sophisticated. They know when not to block on that play. I haven't called one of those in a long time, but you are right. Goal line duties we talked about, right? Anything so far on mechanics, on those are the major, obviously, phases of the game, what we're doing, pre-snap duties, running plays, kick, scrimmage kick, which includes tries and field goals, passing play, goal line, we're changing up. We talked about that, okay?
One other thing on that, Joe,
Yeah.
when Kyler and I are on the goal line, the short wings, we get that spot inside the 2. So I'll be aggressive on that. If that ball's inside the 2 and doesn't make the goal line, I'm going to be coming in with my hand up, letting
Yeah.
you know. Just go behind me, Tyler. I think we're on the same side, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Okay, good. Yes. So he'll go right behind you. I got it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You notice when it gets down there, I'm more concentrating on the quarterback. I don't really look to see what you guys are doing unless you're going up and scoring touchdown for me. You know? All right. About the rules changes. Anything about blocking below the waist. I'm going to suggest again that you look at Shaw's video tomorrow sometime if you have. He goes through the blocking below the waist, I think, incredibly well. And he shows like 9 plays. And it's right on the CFO website. I watched it quite a few times, okay? We all know that the block in general, that blocking is from
Am I keeping you up?
tackle,
No, it's
right?
early.
Tackle to
Well, it's
tackle.
late for you, but it's early. Oh, sorry.
The blocking is from tackle to tackle, right? The tight end can never be in the low block zone. If a coach asks you that question, just tell him that. He might not believe you. I don't know. Maybe they're more tuned to it now.
If it's an overload to one side,
Well,
tight
yes.
end on the short side, then is in the blocking zone.
Then he's
Sure.
in the blocking zone because they have an unbalanced line.
Yep.
We're going to get the same thing on the other side where you might say the tackle that went over to the other side might be in.
Then
which
he's
would be
out.
he's out. Yeah, he might be an end. You know, he might wear a 77, but he's out of that blocking zone.
Exactly.
The block has to be immediate, right? Block has to be immediate. We know that if a kid is shooting kind of a gap and then they make the block and it's not from the side, right? That's an immediate thing. Or if they go to pass block, right? The kid steps up, he takes a step back and then he hits him. That's immediate. All right.
It's the initial action at the snap.
Initial
If there's
charge,
something
yeah.
in between, then that wouldn't be immediate.
Right. There's in his video, he shows there's different degrees of immediate. I guess that's the way I want to say it. There's the one where the got his head up on the guy in front of him. That's the no-brainer, right? Then there's the other one, like on a little pass block thing, where he has to come up a little bit. That block is legal. You'll see it on the because it's the initial action of the hit. And that's how I think Shaw describes it. All right. At any time, if you think, okay, let me know. We'll talk about it. We'll give the kid a talk to. Okay. If you're in doubt, don't throw it. Right. Let it stand out. Let it be right there because you know that film is going to come. All right.
Mhm.
The other thing about let me just check that real quick. I know I wanted to go through the blocking, the low block zone. All right. If you look on the number, there's a bulletin out now, right? Bulletin out number 1. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plays on this low blocking zone and how the blocks are made, okay, and why they would be legal or illegal. All right, like on the first one, and I'm not going to go through them all. Okay, once there's a player, he leaves the tackle box during the play. That player is considered outside the tackle box for the remainder of the down. So if they go out and come back in again and block below the waist, illegal. Okay, you have to stay in the box. That's under this came out just a few days ago, and most of it has to do with the blocking below the waist. All right, we know that during the initial line charge, right, which we talked about, they're going to talk about a block. A77 blocks 55 below the waist, and the block is directed from the side, well behind the neutral zone. No brainer, right? This is A77, the waist is directed from the side. Okay. So now with that, he's inside the box. The defense is inside the box. He blocks him from the side. That's a legal block. They were both on the line of scrimmage. He cut him, is what he did. All right. This action, and this is play 3. The action is considered part of the initial line charge, what we just talked about. There was a little bit of hesitation in there because he couldn't have blocked the kid just yet. He didn't get to go over there to block him. He didn't need to block him until the kid came into that little gap. That's all considered. How does he word it? This action is considered part of the initial line charge. So again, I recommend, if you have time, to go and look at this bulletin number 1. All right. And he goes through the four examples of blocking below the waist. The last 2 have to be, he talks about 1 yard beyond the neutral zone. The block is below the waist and directed from the front. Legal block. 1 yard. That's all. Okay. That was in play 5. And then play 4, he says there's a legal block. I already talked about the action of the initial line charge. Okay. This is a good thing, he says. There is no step count for a legal line charge, just the judgment. If the action becomes a second act after the initial line charge, and if it's clearly a second act, then A77's block below the waist in the tackle box must be directed from the front. He cannot cut him. All this stuff is going to happen within 2 or 3 seconds. It's going to be bang, bang, bang. You know that ball doesn't stay in that box too long. All right? There's other stuff about free kick formations.
Question about that alignment back with that tight end. So when the tight end's in the H-back position trying to get a piece of the tackle,
if he's in the H-back position, now he's a back. He's not a tight end. Okay? Now he's out. He's out of that box. Now,
go
ahead.
So if there's so we got an H-back on the piece of the tackle, we got a slot, and we got a receiver.
So he's inside the box.
We got trips on that side. So my key is now the H-back because he's the closest man to the inside.
Is he inside the tackle box?
Well, that's my question. From my point of view, I'm going
to tell you, the way you're going to know is if he has a piece of the tackle in front of him.
Okay.
If he has a piece of the tackle in front of him, he's inside. If he doesn't have a piece of the tackle in front of him, then he's outside.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And if you have any questions as the game goes, you can come and ask me to watch it. Don't call, don't throw, don't do anything. Just get my attention and just say, hey, is he close? I can't really tell. All right. But it's going to be, I'll let you know. And if he has a piece of the tackle.
Matt, he may be on your side as well sometimes.
Right. He might be on my side. That's right. Yeah. But if the rule is, if he has a piece of that tackle, any way, shape, or form, he is inside. And if you look at the video that Shaw put out, he shows, I think, 2 plays exactly what you're talking about, Luan.
All right.
Okay?
Mhm.
Okay. I think, we all know defense. We all know now any type of defensive holding carries an automatic first down. No more on the eligible pass receiver and all that other stuff, right? So let's be aware of that. If that does happen, that's another automatic first down, right? Okay, let me see.
Still a basic spot foul, though.
Huh?
It's still a basic spot foul. So, like, if you have it on a running play, it's still going to be a tack on either from
right,
the
it'll be
previous
a
part of
tack
the
on.
end of the run, but it is an automatic first down.
Yeah, it's an automatic first down. Okay, I'm not going to get into the clock issues. But I want, again, Jim, you're going to be my game clock guy, right?
Yep.
When
And
you're going to
Kyle
be the
has secondary.
huh?
We both
Correct.
Kyle has secondary, but I'm
Yep.
primary. We have
Okay.
Trixie on the clock, and he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just make sure we give good signals.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Every time you hit your whistle, every time you hit your whistle, there's a signal that goes with it. Okay? It's not just blowing your whistle and that's it. Give me the ball. We need a signal, especially for the clock operator and the referee to know what's going on. Okay? Luan, you're going to have 40-25 stuff, right? I'm going to come
Yep.
to you if there's a discrepancy there.
Mhm.
Okay. And Kyle, you're going to have 10-second runoff guy, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So any of that stuff that happens, if I have a brain fart or whatever, I am going to come to ask you anyway, even if I think I know the answer on all of this stuff. If you want me to pump up the play clock, if you want me to pump up the play clock, Luan, just give me I'm going to tell the clock operator just to watch me
Okay.
with my hand going up on this way. But you can tell me.
Okay.
Yell it right over to me. Pump it to 25, pump it to 40. I think most of the time it's going to be 25.
Yeah.
Unless something they blow the ball, the wind blows it away or whatever. Okay? All right. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I think everybody in the all those guys who have clock responsibilities all know what their responsibilities will be coming on Saturday. All right. So there's 3 questions just to get us kind of talking about football, right? A, 3rd and 10 at the B20. The ball carrier is tackled hard by B44 at the B5. After the ball is dead, A22 gets up and punches B44. Anyone want to give me their synopsis on this?
I got it, Joe.
Yeah,
We're going to have a first down for A
yeah,
as a result of the play.
Yeah.
After the play is over, we have a personal foul, UNR with a DQ on
Yeah.
A22. And
yeah.
we're going to go back to the A20, 1st and 10 for A.
1st and 10 on the B20, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. What's the clock status?
We're going to go on the ready. He was
On
in
the ready
bounds,
for
right?
play. Exactly. All right.
Mhm.
We're going to penalize that from the B5 to the B20. All right. Anyone want to go on number 2?
Question on language.
Yeah.
Disqualification versus ejection. Disqualification
It's
means
ejected. He's ejected.
ejection means he's got to leave the field.
Yeah. He's
So
ejected on the play.
he's ejected on this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Good
And
point,
our
Luan.
game, if that happens in our game, I'm going to tell the kid, go sit down over there. I know it's, on TV or whatever. I'm not going to, once he's gone, I'm going to tell the coach, he's ejected from the game. He's not supposed to be on the sideline, right? On an ejection. If he's disqualified, I think it's
Because
different.
they changed that. So targeting is disqualifications.
Targeting is
And they
disqualification.
can remain on the sideline.
In Rule 5, I was going to talk about targeting in a minute. 527A is the rule we're going to go on with number 1. How about number 2? Anybody?
So that should be B ball.
Can you read it?
No, A ball. Keeps
Why don't
going
we
down.
read it?
Yeah, it's gonna be A ball.
Why don't we
Yeah.
read? Why don't we read it, Tyler?
1st and 10 from the. All right. 4th and 10 at A45. Team A punts, and B21 is in position to catch the kick at the B10. With no fair catch signal given, B21 muffs the punt. B21 attempts to catch the muff punt at the B11, but A88 reaches and catches the ball at the B11. So we have a ball touched by B, and A recovers at the B11.
Now, I have a question with that really quick. So I understand that there's a muff, but let's say he muffs it into the air in the vicinity of the return man where he still has the opportunity to catch the ball. If he's in a 1 yard area of him, could KCI be involved, or is that just well out of the realm of the spirit of the question?
Well, the
Do
way
you-
this is
Sorry,
written,
Joe.
the way this is written, okay, there's no KCI. Okay, if you determine it's KCI, right, there has to be, that zone, the physical, whatever. He
Sure.
can't go get the ball. He already touched the ball. The ball went in the air. He did not give a fair catch signal, right? So the simple part of it is the receiving team touched the ball. The kicking team did nothing illegal, right?
Okay.
And then they got the ball. So it would be the kicking team's ball at the recovery spot because they could not advance the ball. Everybody agree to that?
Yeah, and the key to this question, folks, is he didn't have a fair catch signal.
Right.
If he has a fair catch signal, then it's totally different. If the ball's muffed into the air, he has the opportunity to make that catch.
Sure.
No matter how
Okay.
far away from him it bounds.
Okay.
So that's the whole key to that question.
Mm.
Fair catch versus not fair catch.
Okay, so scenario, you got a signal, Jim. Say everything happens the same. That whoever catches the ball at the 11. What do we have?
Then we have KCI.
We have
Yes.
KCI at where he touched the ball.
Right, because it's a
Where the
spot
receiver
foul.
touched the
You
ball,
get 50 from that
foul.
spot.
So
Okay.
going to the 26.
Okay. So
26.
my notes say there's no KCI by 888. There's no fair catch signal, which equals no protection, and we're looking at rule 641C. Okay,
What's our clock status on
our
that?
clock status
It's going to be
will
snap.
Yes.
Change of
All
possession.
Yeah, it's gonna
kick
be on the snap.
plays,
That was a
all
kick
kick
play.
plays, next snap, next time the
Yep.
ball's put in play is always snap.
absolutely.
Yes. What's the clock status?
Anyone want to give number 3 a shot?
Well, only
Well,
When I-
we read it. If you want to do it, read it.
so we got 1st and 10 at the B25, receiver 88 is near the sideline at the A40 and is stretching to catch a legal forward pass. A88 is going to the ground in the act of catching the pass. A88 gains firm control of the ball with toes down inbounds, bobbles the ball while airborne, regains firm control before landing out of bounds, and maintains firm control when landing.
So if that happened in that game on Saturday, what are we doing?
So because he bobbled the ball, we got an incomplete pass.
We have an incomplete pass, right?
Bobbles it and gains control of the ball again, but he hasn't established possession in the field of play. So the end result is an incomplete pass.
All right. So we would have what? A 2nd and 10 at the A25.
25.
Okay. Now, my notes say, incomplete pass. I wrote no continuous control throughout the process of catching the ball. That's the major phase here, right? He kind of caught it, bobbled it, but when he bobbled it, he didn't have firm control. And then he landed out of bounds. He went to the ground with it, and all the rest of that stuff was covered, which was all good. But he did not have continuous control of the ball before he went out of bounds. That's the thing here. All right. I looked at Rule 243B and 737A. Okay. All right. So game day, the schedule that I put out here. Hopefully, we're gonna. It's kind of funky up there. If you've never been up there, we're gonna drive to the field. Puck. Let me back up. I have emailed the coaches twice. Once today, once on Sunday, and one today. I have not received anything back from them. I emailed the AD. I got nothing back. Okay. I'm going to go on the assumption of what I said in the email. We're going to go to the Rogers Center. We've been there. They'll usually put us downstairs near the weight room into a locker room. That staff's locker room down there. The showers are beautiful and all that good stuff. Okay. And just what I wrote here, we're going to all go about 11 o'clock. And when we get to the field, everybody has responsibilities when we get there. Introduce yourself to the coaches. Please, no hands in your pockets. I ask that, please. Okay. Always look like you're doing something. Okay. We're gonna go do the ball instruct the balls. The H and the L will instruct the chain crew. Right. They all should be on the field at 11:15. Captains to the sidelines at 11:55. Okay. We'll know what time we have on our watches. There'll be time coming off the clock. All right. There's no need. I don't care how you do it, but I know sometimes guys bring them down and there's still 5 minutes. It's like 10 minutes before we're going to kick off. It's all right. I don't care. But if they don't want to come down, it's our job to get them there 5 minutes before. Okay. Coin toss at 11:57. We'll play games with the national anthem. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to have any type of ceremony before, whatever. We're going to kick off at 12 o'clock as close as we can to 12. All right.
Question, Joe. Do the teams have locker rooms at this field? I haven't been to Salve in probably 10 years. Are there locker rooms? Are they close? I don't know.
I think I'm trying to say I was down there maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I believe they're under the stadium.
I do too. I think there's. I don't remember buses being down there. It's a good question, Jim. If I had a bet on, I'm going to say they're going to be down there in some type of locker rooms.
So So for game balls, in terms of signing off pressure and all that stuff,
right? We're going to do all of that when we get to the field, unless
that's at the field that they don't.
Unless I see the coaches. This is all up in the air right now because I have no guidance from the coaches. If they tell me that they want to see me at 10:30, like if I get an email between now and then, Matt and I are going to go see them. I'm going to accommodate them. If I do go see them, I'll have the balls with me. I'll try to have them. Okay? I know we go crazy over the pressure of the ball and everybody's going to check it and sign off on it. You know what? We're gonna do the best we can. Okay, we're gonna do the best we can. If they want to have the Tom Brady inflate gate, then they can have it.
And that
now,
brings
they know to bring that. If I need to bring my equipment to the field or not. So
yeah,
I just trying to get a feel.
Yeah, right. I mean, you got what, a pressure gauge and all that other stuff. I mean, if you can bring it, and if
just don't want to leave it back to the other place, and then
But I think. Let's all be ready to go to the field to drive down right around 11 o'clock, maybe 5 minutes before. Okay.
That brings up a good point, though, Lawan and Joe. Up until this year, the F or the S would take the balls and then talk to the ball personnel, separate, two for home side, one for visitor side. Now it's going to be you or Matt that's going to have to do that. You're going to have the conversation with the ball personnel, so you're going to have the balls.
So what I was told was we still got it, Jim. The F and the
we still got that. Okay.
Yeah, you still got it.
The dissertation for the ball boys.
The referee can't do everything, Jim.
You're supposed to be the leader. You got to do everything.
Anyway.
Yeah, we still do the explanation. We just explain it that
Joe, if you don't think the referee can do everything, you haven't seen Matt Matani on a Friday night.
Any questions at all? Listen, let's have fun on Saturday, okay? It's opener. I'm sure I'm got a feeling we're gonna have a pretty good game on our hands. Let's do the best we can. You're gonna hear me say it all the time. Make your calls big. Make them big, right? Let them stand out. You guys on the sideline handle the coaches the way you want. And I will say, when we switch at halftime, don't leave a mess on your sideline. Try not to leave a mess on your sideline, because the guys who are going to go to the sideline next are going to catch a ration of crap on that sideline. Let's try to get it before we make that switch.
Let's be consistent with the coaches. I typically give the head coach a little bit more leeway in the white than I do as assistants, but they got to be out of the white when the play starts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because someone's going to get killed there.
Yep.
Jim, I'm not trying to be cocky. There's a first for everything. I use the white, so generally I don't have problems. Does that make sense?
I do too. I work
like
off
if you're
the
in
field.
there, generally you don't see them in there because they don't want the foul. So
Exactly. No, I'm the same way, Tyler. I'm typically at the back of the white.
So anyway, and the last thing I'm going to say is, when you're on the sideline, I expect that you're going to explain the stuff to the coaches, right? I want to speak to him, the guy with the white hat on. Well, you can. I'll get him the next dead ball. What's your concern? I'll relay it to him. We do not want to cost them a timeout, okay? We don't. You can say to him, if you need it right now, you can call timeout, and I'll get him right over here, okay? But if he doesn't change his decision, then you're going to get charged with the timeout. Make sure you say it that way.
Yep.
Because he's going to say that wasn't holding. I don't know, Coach. Holding was called. They had a better angle on it than I did. It was 50 yards away on the other side of the field. You know, that type of stuff. I can't tell you how to handle them, because every situation is different. Every coach is different. But I feel for you, because you guys are going to have to live with the coaches from 2.5 to 3 hours. I say it all the time. Me, I don't have to. You guys have to. And you got to kind of schmooze them, engage them, and calm them down when they're up in this atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Any questions? We've been at this an hour and 7 minutes. I think we had enough, unless anyone else has questions. I will see you guys. I'm probably going to be there around 9:30, probably 9:45 the latest. Hopefully I'm going to get dressed as quickly as we can. I hope they have the microphone in the locker room. I hope everything goes well, and we get out of here unscathed. Remember, it's a holiday weekend. Allow for traffic. We're right in the center of tourism down there in Newport, where the school is. Okay, there's going to be a ton of people down there.
And it's move-in weekend for the colleges.
Move-in
so it's
weekend.
going to be a shit show.
Correct. It's going to be a shit show. That's the way to put it. Matt, is this all recorded?
Yeah.
Like, can we send it to?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I terminate it, it says I hit record maybe, when he couldn't get on a couple minutes in. So most of this is recorded. I will download it and send the link as soon as it's accessible.
Okay. And Alex will get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We worked with Alex last year a number of games, Matt and I. He was with us at least 8 games last year. So he's heard my little speech quite a few times.
I tried to get in. There has to be something on his end or on his browser.
Yeah.
Everybody else got in fine.
I know. This
Joe,
was way better than I thought.
No suit jacket on Saturday or suit jacket?
Yeah, it's polo shirts, dress shirts, button-down shirts, slacks, khakis,
Perfect.
loafers, no jacket, no jacket required, no tie required, okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
If you have any questions in between, give me a buzz. If I hear anything from the schools, I will give you guys a buzz. If not, I will see everyone on Saturday, okay?
All right.
Thank you
Okay.
very much, gentlemen.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good job,
Thank
Joe.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Matt,
Bye,
I'll
folks.
call you. I'm going to call
Yep.
you in a little while. All right. Bye-bye.
See you,
Bye.
man.
Bye, Jim.